Hello and welcome back to another Premier Draft Beer Services training video, where we bring out the best in beer. Today's video will be about fixing the leak of a thread-in shank by removing and installing a new shank sleeve. Let's get started. Something to look for in this problem is you'll see dried up beer below the shank, or when a beer is attempted to be poured, you'll see that beer drips, or in this case, comes out pretty significantly. And really what we're looking for is no play whatsoever, like you see on this faucet. So we're going to remove the entire shank assembly itself, and you're going to want to leave the faucet attached, as this will help with your leverage. And on an older system like we see here, you might need additional leverage. We can get that with actually just using the bottom of your pliers, and we're going to spin in a counterclockwise motion to get it started. Now once we've loosened that up, you can go ahead and spin the shank out. And as you're doing this, one thing you want to look for is that the back end of the shank itself will be an actual O-ring. That O-ring sometimes can stay inside the shank tower, or sometimes it'll actually stick to the back, and that's what we want. Make sure the shank O-ring is not depressed and is in good condition. So go ahead and take the coupling ring off, slide out, and we'll actually expose the piece that we need to repair on the shank. And that's the sleeve right here. Should slide right off for you there. We could see that this chrome plated stuff really gets worn out, warped, and really just discolored and needs to be replaced. The stainless steel style here is going to last longer and be significantly more sanitary. Really just slide back in its place. Give a good inspection of that ring as well to make sure there's no depressions. And here's where you actually might see that actual shank O-ring get stuck sometimes. So you might need to pull that out with some needle nose if that's the case. Let's also take this moment to clean up the system as well. It seems that this one's been pretty neglected here. You can notice that there's actual mold built up right there, as well as some hop staining. So the plastic grommet should just pop right out. We're going to give that a good cleaning with some sanitizing solution. The inside could be a little difficult. It's a spray-in insulation, but it still should be hit with a mild sanitizer to get cleaned up. Nothing here will actually contact beer, but again, just something good to clean up. Now that we have the grommet all cleaned up, let's go put that back on. And we're going to actually spin this shank right in the direction opposite that we pulled it out. Before we do that, let's also clean up this shank. It looks like it's got some pretty good debris on it as well. And we're all cleaned up here. Put your faucet back on. This again is kind of helping as with leverage and your guide as well. Get those threads matched up there, and once you feel them match up, spin in a clockwise motion, and you'll feel that washer ring butt up against the back of that plate. And let's realign that faucet once it's nice and tight. Tighten up that coupler ring. And you can see right away that it is repaired. Super easy to do. There's zero play whatsoever, and we've got clean beer pouring. Thanks so much for watching this educational resource. Contact your territory supervisor for further info.